What's poppin', guys? Guard Champion here, and today we need to talk about Your Lie in April. This is the next installment from my Binge or Cringe series, a series where I watch questionable anime so you don't have to. I will go over the good and bad aspects of the show, grade the show based on 5 handcrafted categories that I made myself, and I'll do my best to avoid plot ruining spoilers. Here's a brief synopsis of the show. Kiyose was a phenomenal pianist, but then the sudden death of his mother led him to being unable to play the piano anymore. Until one day, his world changed when he met a very special violinist. This show embarks on Koise's journey of internal struggles to be able to play the piano again with some drama and romance sprinkled in. I'll address the good and bad qualities of the show before we dive into my handcrafted categories. Not every episode is a visual masterpiece, but when the piano is involved, it is top-notch, and the final episode was fabulous. This show was made in 2014, and I'd say for the time, it was well above the curve. I personally really enjoyed every character that was introduced. They served a purpose to the plot in some way, shape, or form. There wasn't some random side character that had no value other than to make you laugh, and I loved all the dynamics that each character brought to the table, and the flow of the story. Being of the music category, a little more work went into this because they had to make all the music used in this. And it was all great, enjoyable to watch and listen to. And to top off the good qualities section, there is a certain trope that is relevant for almost the entirety of the show. That is the weakling or useless character type. This is when a character is just god-awful, can't do damage to a fly, and is always getting the shit beat out of them. Or just the character who just can't seem to do anything right and makes every situation worse. This is a super annoying trope to me, and is only made worse by listening to it in the language that you are native to, given the nature of the character that the voice actor has to portray. The main character in Dead Man Wonderland is a perfect example of this trope that makes it almost unwatchable for me. The main character embodies this trope, but oddly enough, I was able to power through it and didn't find it annoying. It wasn't overbearing and over the top, so that's why I think it was worth mentioning. The bad qualities. Honestly, the only bad thing I have to say about this is that I'm not a fan of the characters' facial designs. I'm sure it was the manga creator's artistic style, but I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't know if it was the eye size or the proportions of other features. Now it's time to break down Your Lie in April with a series of categories designed to give you a better perspective of the show. The 5 categories are subbed versus dubbed, watchability, length, attention level, and fan service. We'll start with fan service for a change. Is this show borderline hentai, or is it family friendly? A 1 means children are safe to watch, while a 5 means if your child were to watch this, they will be scarred for life. Your Lie in April comes in at a 1. There is no form of over-sexualized characters present, and the romance is subtle. Length. Is this a weekend binge, or is it a 5-year voyage to complete? A 1 means it's 12 to 13 episodes, while a 2 means it's 24 to 37 episodes, and a 3 means it's 48 plus episodes. Your Lie in April falls at a 2. It's 22 episodes long, so it's close enough to 24, so it works. This could be a weekend watch or a couple weekends, plus or minus. Attention level. Do your eyes have to be glued to the screen, or can you get away with multitasking? A 1 means you can multitask, while a 5, you better get the Elmer's glue ready. Your Lie in April comes in at a 5. I mentioned earlier that each character has importance. You won't want to miss certain events, backstories, or interactions, or else you'll be lost or not realize the hidden meanings behind certain things. Just like the music room window, for example. This is not a background type of show. This is one that deserves your full attention. Subbed versus dubbed. This category will end up being personal preference most of the time unless I feel strongly about the cast, so this one is solely up to you. I personally watched it subbed though. And lastly, watchability. Will common anime tropes in this show scare off newcomers, or is it for those who are used to the tropes already? A 1 means you can watch and not be scared off, while a 5 means only seasoned weebs can handle the tropes. Your Lie in April comes in at a 4. Earlier, I talked about the weakling trope. That is included for my assessment in this category as well, but there is a couple other tropes that will aid in this ranking. The jealous character. Since this is a romance, it is safe to assume that love is related. That particular trope is annoying after the first couple times, and this is probably the second least favorite trope, and unlike the weakling one, this one did bother me. This next point is not a trope, but the show at certain points becomes very predictable, and it's not enjoyable because of it. As viewers, we want to be thrown off course, and we want curveballs thrown at us. While it does happen sometimes, certain parts are very predictable, and I'm someone who just completely turns off their brain while watching, if that says how easy this was to predict sometimes. Now it's time to decide whether Your Lie in April is binge or cringe. With all the positive things said in this video, I'm sure it was pretty predictable that it was a binge. Because it is. It was very uplifting to watch. You find yourself rooting for the main character and for the romantical advances that take place. It was very well written and directed, and I found it very enjoyable. The show best embodies the drama aspect and the growth of the main character, but still touches on the romance aspect enough to where it's not overbearing. It definitely gets my seal of approval, and I wish I watched this sooner. Have you seen Your Lie in April? If you have, let me know in the comments below. Before you hop out, feel free to check out the Binge or Cringe playlist if you like other content like this. Also, be sure to leave some recommendations for show you want me to cover in the future. Waste my time, not yours. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.